Hello and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2. In this episode, we are going to continue expanding our passenger train network by adding a route that goes from Bridgeport to Lexington to Victorville. If we take a look here at the destinations layer, we can see that there is demand between these three cities. There's 16 from Lexington to Bridgeport, and 5 currently from Lexington to Victorville. There's also demand to go up to Tucson, so depending on how long it takes to figure out how to get a train between these cities, we might also add a branch that goes up to Tucson. So with that, let's get into it and start by placing our stations. Over here in Victorville, we will want to have one pretty close to the center of town, so that covers the whole city. We want to remove as few buildings as possible. So I think right about here is a good spot. So there's that one. And then we'll place one in Bridgeport right about here. And now we need to figure out how to place the one in Lexington, as this is probably going to be the hardest station that we need to place, because we want to put it somewhere where it's not going to be too disruptive, but it's also still pretty close to the town. So I think we're going to try to put it up here. We can extend this road like that. And then place down a passenger station all the way out here in the end. Maybe we'll make it a little bit longer so that in the future we can support longer trains. So now we just have to wait for our money to build up, and then we can get to adding all the track. Now that our money's come in, we can start laying down the track. So we're going to do this the same way as we have on the other side. Over here we'll do 2 rows of track so that we can have multiple trains running at the same time. Just so once we start to build demand, we can support all of that with multiple trains. Alright, so here's the track that we built. It starts over here, and then we had to go into a little bit of a tunnel because of this mountain here. And then getting into Lexington was the tricky part, because we have so much road traffic I didn't want trains coming across all these roads and stopping cars and interrupting the flow that we have here. So we went underground all of this, all the way over to the station here, so that these roads don't get blocked off by any trains. We do have a crossing here, but this road isn't getting used frequently as this big 4-lane road here, or the road that goes into the construction materials plant. So now all we have to do quickly is double up the track. And now the only thing left for us to do is to set up the path signals. Alright, now we have the whole passenger line set between these 3 cities. So now we need to find a spot to set up the train depot, which we will put right over here. And then just connect it up real quick. And then you can see already within that short amount of time, we have gained $7 million. So we could probably easily get at least 2 trains on this line, depending on how much the demand is. So this is the train we're going to go with. It is a 422 Atlantic with 3 of these 6-axle passenger cars. We can only afford one of these right now, but one of them will do just fine for now until we get enough money to add another train. Alright, so now that train's going around on the line, let's set up our bus routes in each of these cities. First, we'll start with Victorville, where this is a pretty small town, so it probably won't need that many bus stops. We will put one right in front of the passenger train station. We'll have one right over here, and then one right on the other side of town. So that'll easily service the entire city there. And we can use this road depot here to buy the buses. We just unlocked this new bus, which has even more capacity than before. 3 of those should do more than enough for this small town. And we just set up a simple loop, and we'll be good. Alright, so now there's the buses heading out. They'll get there within a little bit, but we already have people waiting. And then for Lexington, we're gonna have to reconfigure this entire bus loop that we currently have running. So what we're gonna have to do is connect this street up right there, and then we'll have to add a bus stop right in front of the train station there. And then we'll have to find our bus loop here, and then just add a station right there. And then we'll have to... Let's just get rid of all of these stops and redo it ourselves. So we'll go there, up to the train station, down here, and then all the way over there. That's nice because that will also hopefully not cause so much traffic in the center of town. And then we have Bridgeport over here. So this town's a little bit bigger than Victorville, but we should still be able to cover it in just as many stations as before. 3 should do just fine for there. And then we can also send out the same amount of buses from the same road depot. So we'll put that stop to that stop and then to that stop. And that should pretty much service everyone in town. Alright, so we'll give this time to build up demand. It doesn't seem like there's that many people waiting yet. Victorville has 7. If we can find where our train is, we can see it is carrying a few people, and it hasn't made any money for us yet. But I'm sure within the next few months of game time, we will get there no problem. So now with the money that we have, I think we should go in and start replacing some lines that we have. So if we look here in our line statistics, nothing is really losing us money besides the stuff we just added. So there's nothing that we really need to address right now. But some of our cars are still very old and could be replaced. So we'll replace these buses. So we'll replace that with these. This passenger line needs replaced. This tool line needs replaced. This food line needs replaced. This wood line could be replaced pretty easily. Coal, the machine trucks, the steel trucks, all of these buses, and lastly, we'll replace these buses too. There's still some more lines that desperately need replaced, especially the ones that still uses horses, like this one here, but we don't quite have the money for it just yet. So now that we've given our train a chance to run and for everything to cycle through, we can start to take a look at how it's doing. So you can see it's made its first profit, and currently it is on track to make us a lot more money. It has a full train, and there's still plenty of people still waiting at these train stations. And we have 74 waiting over here. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to add a second train onto this line. So we'll just add the same exact train. We'll take out a quick loan so we can afford it, and then we'll buy it. And we just have to wait for the other train so that they aren't running too close to each other. Alright, and now we have both of these trains running on this line. So they should be running at pretty much max efficiency with how many passengers we have waiting. And so now we should start to see the money roll in. I expect that within the next few episodes, money will begin to not even really be an issue, and we'll be able to pretty much expand wherever we want. That'll be all for this episode. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, If you have any suggestions or tips, please leave a comment below. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.